Hi, Samantha from Soul Pathways, and it's Thursday the 23rd, and I'm returning to give an update to my unconventional love story, my long walk home. Welcome back if you're a return. If you're not, and you're wondering why you should even bother listening, check out my second video. I would just click off now and check out the second video. I talk more about the why there. I'll say here, I swear, so I use cuss words. If you have sensitivity to cuss words and swearing, you might want to click off. This might not be your material. My material can be very raw because this is about my life. It's my life story. Unconventional love story is about my walk, my journey. It's about all types of love. I got a little orange moth just went by. Google the spiritual meaning. It's a spiritual journey. It's a journey back to self-love, spiritual love, my reconnection with divine. I've been on a lifelong journey with my higher power. I was born a psychic medium, and I have a very unconventional and unique story, but a very albeit unique, extremely challenging story, one and the same. And it's not a confirmation with the beeping. It's not a story I would, or a life I would wish on anybody. I have a soul contract, and if you know, you know what that's all about. I have a soul contract with my higher power, God, and it's a rather big one. I've been working on it for 50 years. I'm still trying to manifest it, and I'm coming to understand why it's taking me so long. I'm on my 29th installment, so again, if you're new, you're gonna want to go back to the second video in my series, and just click on there. Again, I'm Samantha Lee. I'm gonna be 50 this year. I am somebody who has a life purpose, and I know what it is, and I have quite the story to share, and my purpose in life is to share it. Not only share it because I'm to share it, because anybody can share their life story, and I encourage you to do that, but I'm also somebody who, during all of her challenges in life, I was, at the same time of being challenged, I went through school, so I was formally educated with degrees and diplomas and certifications, also self-taught. I am a jack of all trades, and I will at one time say that I was a master of none, but I will go on and say right now, I have mastered many of them. And I say that humbly. I've worked hard for the things that I have, and I'm very proud of myself, and I give myself the credit I'm due now. And I learned that through my dad, God. He's taught me to be proud of myself, and it was something I've been stripped of a lot in my life, but not anymore. So I was encouraged to come on today. Yeah, I was encouraged to come on. And kept seeing starlings, and if you look up the spiritual meaning of a starling bird, yeah, there's confirmation. Starlings, there they are. They're all about communication and voicing yourself and sharing your thoughts and your voice. Starlings, they're beautiful birds. So whenever I start seeing them build up, it's because Dad's saying, get out there, daughter, share, do an update. So what's my truth? What's going on? I've been going through a lot, and I have made other videos this week I haven't posted. Why is that? Well, I guess just simply because I was advised not to by my, well, I call it a spirit team, but really they're my family. Yeah. And when your family says no, you listen. But I did play them. I played them a few times because I know that the right people were watching and they got the message. And they're sitting there in my arsenal. If you have decided to continue on with this video and you're new, you're talking to somebody who's a chosen child of God. I'm anointed and I'm an earth angel. I'm also a starseed. I was born a gifted healer, psychic medium channel, and I'm a messenger to God. Yes. There's right there. Right there, that flying thing right there. Yeah. I do believe that's either a woodpecker or I'm determining now if that's a woodpecker or that's a woodpecker or that's a blue jay. That beautiful singing, is that a woodpecker or blue jay? That is gorgeous. That's an ancestor. I love it. I love it. Nevertheless, anything I am is because of God. And I'm coming to understand that the gifts that I've been given have been quite coveted by an atrociously large number of people that were quite secret to me in my lifetime. And throughout my life, these groups have been doing horrifically horrendous things to me in the dark to prevent me from rising to my purpose so that they could either take my gifts, take my destiny, which is a really big destiny to have with God, because they wanted it. They didn't necessarily want the part where there's service, where I help others. They wanted the money and they wanted the fame, where you might be known by a group of people. So let's say, for example, God says you're going to be known in a city because you're going to do X, Y, and Z and become known for it. And I'm going to give you a certain amount of money to do this with, and because of that, you're going to make X amount of money. Well, they knew this before I knew it, and then they did a bunch of stuff to make sure I wouldn't remember who I was, wouldn't know my skills. They even handed me off to another family without telling me. I was never allowed to know I was adopted, supposedly. And I have proof on that. I seen a crypt card with 2 last names on that. There's confirmation. That's God. groupings of birds, God. Always God. So from birth, I had been stifled to self-actualize because other people wanted to take from me everything that was mine. I was kept, for the lack of a better term, like Cinderella. Impoverished. I was treated horrendously because they didn't want me to know that I wasn't meant to be anything. So they treated me like I was supposed to be a servant, like I was low class, like I was a nobody, like I was meant to wait on everybody, like I had no skill sets, like I was meant to be a nobody, like I was just simply an idiot who is nothing. And I managed my whole life just to blend and be kind. This is, I'll have you know, as a child, a chosen child and an earth angel, you have rules. You cannot say those things if you become an evil person, if you try to seek revenge, if you turn hard, or any of that. And I managed a soft heart even during the molestation, which started at 6. They started having me molested at 6 in 2nd grade. They really started horrendous things for me. Sexual abuses, mental abuses, physical abuse, neglect. I dealt with everything, even though I don't look like it, but I'm anointed. I have a particular anointing, and I'm heavily anointed at that. I'm heavily protected. Most did not believe that. Most didn't believe any of it. And that's okay. I told them they didn't have to. I'm telling you, you don't have to either. And that's okay. Everybody's entitled to believe what they want, but I'm sitting here with confirmation. I know who I am. And I know in my heart and soul and from God that I don't need anybody else's approval. I know exactly what I am and who I am and why I'm here. I know what's happened to me. I know what I've made it through. And I know who's done what to me, why they did it to me, what's been taken, what needs to be returned, what hasn't been returned, what will be returned. And I actually know the things these people are doing to other people. And the saddest thing is, these people are not just criminals. It wouldn't be that simple. No, no, no. They want you to believe they're just these average run-of-the-mill criminals. No, 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 no. These are people that have day jobs. Some of them are very well respected. Some of them hold law degrees. Some of them hold certificates and have signed affidavits to protect you as policemen, as security officers, as notaries, as doctors, as judges, lawyers. Some of them are even more. Celebrities, actors, actresses, singers. They play sports. And then it's all covered up by the government because the government's involved. Yes, it is. I'm not saying all the government, just some, and maybe some in the right places, but there are also some in the right places that can work around. And yes, there's also God. I'm going to share with you right now. There's a reason why people like me pop up. Because there's more than one of me. There's a reason why they're called the 144. And there's a reason why they pop up. Because this world's out of balance. And I've talked about this in prior videos. That God is a God of expansion, and He understands both light and dark. And the necessity for both. But when they fall out of balance or equilibrium, something's got to give, and He brings in waves of His children to bring it in. And it's been written about in prior books by other prophets. Problem is, they became like religious texts filtered by men. And that's okay. God is good with that, because it's a form of expansion. God does not favor any of His children. He loves all of His children in all facets, including even the dark, which we tend to dub and put a stigma all over. I do not. See, I'm a blueprint. I'm not even religious. Many people probably question that right off the top. How does somebody who's not religious get an anointing and the protection and backing of God? Because I love Him. Because I was raised in a religious household. Baptist. I was forced to go to church. Didn't mean I liked it. I was forced to go. I sang in church choir for a little while. I liked it. I even got baptized. I accepted God into my heart. But it wasn't at that baptism. God was in my heart the very moment I came into this world. Let me get that very clear to you. I do not believe in all these ceremonies. Not like most folks. I'm very unconventional, and I'm very different. That's why I'm a blueprint. And I'm actually here to design something very new, to bring something different into the face of this world. And a lot of people are very, 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 nervous or scared about that? Why? Are we that afraid of change? God brought the chosen onto the face of this earth to lift the vibration, not to cause war, which is exactly where it's headed now, because of where you guys are currently bringing it, taking it. So that's the vibration that's current, not the vibration that any of the chosen have brought in. I'm just noting that. I'll have you know, I've never felt more hate than within the vibration I have felt in the society than I've currently lived. And yet they treat me like I'm the hateful one. It wasn't this way. It was like overnight a switch went off. I think that's when the war started, I guess. Because I've lived here 40 years, and for a long time, I was asleep, like Sleeping Beauty, I guess. The reason for any of this, I guess, is to dispel and to share some facts. Dispel some myths and to share some facts. You know, I'm somebody, there's only one of me. And if you look at the population of my current city, there's a large chunk of that. And then other cities surrounding that are included and joined in and harassing me. It's me against all of them. On a daily basis. Currently in a hotel, which I'm moving out of. That's planned. Been kept jobless since March. Getting out of that. That's the plan. My channel is all about self-empowerment and healing, rising to our highest timelines. The reason why I share my story is because I was put through so many different types of traumas that I had to overcome, that I'm here to share them with you so you can do the same. We're talking about all types of different abuses within the family, within love relationships, within work environments, you name it. Getting out of toxic situations. Right now I'm dealing with one within an entire community that I'm working with God to get out of. And I am getting out of it. Mark my words. I'm getting out. I'm moving. I am rising. I don't know how. I don't know when. But I'm gonna. Because I trust God. I have one child. He's a miracle child. I was told I was infertile when I was, I don't know, 20 or something. Maybe slightly before. Right around there. And then like 30, mid-30s or something, I wind up pregnant. Guess I wasn't so infertile. And when God wants you to have something, He makes sure you have it. I now know He gave me that child. Why He gave me it. He gave me him because of this war. He knew. Here, that wins the confirmation. That had it not been him on many, many, many days, I might have quit. This war has taken every last thing. I'm resilient as a motherfucker. And I'll tell you, you guys have pulled some really shitty lowball moves. I don't even do that voodoo shit. I pray. I pray. I might light a candle, a white candle or a black candle. But I pray and I meditate. And I sit in nature. And I sing and I dance. But I do know a few things. I know the spiritual laws. I know some quantum physics. Confirmation. And I am an old, ancient, damn soul. Come to find out, all this time, speaking of, it's not that time isn't or doesn't exist. It does. Time exists. It's the only thing that does exist. All this time I've been saying time doesn't exist because we compartmentalize it so we can understand it. We create all these little labels for it: minutes, hours, weeks, months, years, so we can understand it. But it is actually an infinite re-loop of death and rebirth. It's constantly in motion. It's never-ending time. But we can't understand the depth and it's so unfathomable to us that we have to label it so we can comprehend it. I understand some things I don't even understand how I understand them. But I do. No, I've never been to school in science. All of this, I just know. I'm self-taught in a lot of things. I'm a quick learn. I recently, well no, this ain't recent, a few months back, because I'm going back to the subject of my kid, because I brought him up for a reason. I realized my kid was being used as a vessel, as I am by divine. I channel from divine messages. Somebody was using my child against me, but to monitor me, but to put a wedge between me and my purpose and divine, but also to put a wedge between me and my kid, because me and my kid were very close. Confirmation. Also destroying my own kid's life, because he is a descendant of me, direct by blood. Confirmation. I call direct judgment on that. I said it earlier. To whoever is using my child as a vessel, I'm asking for expedient and swift, harsh judgment upon you, for he is an innocent child of God. Those prayers have already been heard, documented, and sealed, delivered. 11:11. And I'm calling on the entire cult and anybody involved, whoever knew about this and backed it. I got a jet overhead again. They tag me now hourly almost, or minutely. Understand, I have asked for very harsh judgment upon the person who is using my child as a wedge. I've asked for death. That's my child. I leave it to God. It is for God. But you're trying to destroy an innocent person. Confirmation. An innocent baby. You're trying to destroy his entire life, not to mention mine, and get in the way of God. I take that very, very personally. Don't mess with me. You should be hearing from somebody on that soon, if you haven't already. All of you. If I were you, I'd get out. I would deliver yourself and whatever else you've done out of my child and my cat. Because I know you're in my cat as well. I know you monitor me. I know you monitor me. I don't think it's coincidence that every time I bring up something very important about my successes, at the very moment I bring up the success, my kid bursts out laughing. Every time, without fail. And you're trying to get me mad at my kid, but really it's you. I'm aware. And so is God now. He and many others are watching that situation very, very closely. Especially now, they do have their eye on Walmart. Oh yes, Walmart. You are under definite scrutiny. You better treat my child correct. His information better stay private as fuck. And you better treat him fairly. And compensate him fairly. And you better not intervene with my purpose in any way, shape, or form. Or you're gonna find your entire store shut down. Walmart, poof. What's Walmart? We'll just have to get another Walmart. Treat them right. Don't mess with me. You already are. And the last straw was today with what you did with my kid. There will be quick snapback on this. because I'm calling for it. In fact, I'm begging for it. Not because I want to see anybody hurt, but you have overstepped several boundaries here. And I'm not about to stand by and allow it. I don't deserve it. And neither does the likes of my child, or any child for that matter. And that's my truth. It is, it's my truth. I've been dealing with harsh situations. So that's today, Thursday. On Tuesday, you had somebody hit me. Car accident spells. That's the video I didn't post. Yeah. I was hit 11 times. I've been hit now. 11 since August of 2024. I've never been in an accident, truly, in my life. Like 2 minor things that I can recall, and one was with my parents. And then all of a sudden, the gang stalking and the spiritual war starts. And 11 times I'm hit by other people. I'm hit. And they're trying to collect insurances, fraudulent. I'm hearing insurance policies have been taken out on me because they're trying to kill me. They're trying to unalive me. And I've got a kid out here who would have no parents. No family. He'd be all fucking alone in this world. And he's a minor. You think God's gonna do that? You think God's gonna let you take a chosen child out? Are you joking? You don't know who you're messing with. I might look like a prissy little girl. I will fuck you up. I guess you found that out. Because I turned that car into a goddamn machine and I rode you right back, didn't I? Just like I did 2 days ago with that man on M59. He was shocked as fuck. You guys start that shit again, you're gonna wish you hadn't. You might end up dead or in a ditch, and it will be your own accord. And guess what? The covering is God, because like I said in that video, I ain't got protection. I haven't had protection. The police have stopped protecting me because they are involved. A lot of them. The ones that are covering this. In fact, I had the corrupt police dragging me to court for accidents that these people, gang stalkers, have caused. Because they're trying to put me in jail to get me out of the way so they can wreak havoc and end my sole purpose, which would not happen because God would get me out of jail and da 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 da. So they're just trying to delay. Why? I've said it a million times. I would never wish my life on anybody. I'm a single parent who has no protection. I have no family. I was targeted and am targeted still by jealous, envious, rich people who want what they made me poor and destitute, but yet they still want what I have, which makes 0 sense. Then to boot, they make me poor, they put me in the poorhouse, and then turn around and make fun of me for being poor. You fucking stupid asshole. Okay. Hopefully you feel better about that. You hurt other people, and then you can turn around and make fun of them. That makes you a bigger person. Have a great life. Guess what? I don't care. I'm still going to make it. Thank you for the lessons. I hope that if there are kids involved, that you're learning not to do the things that your parents have done. To be better. That sneezes, Dad told me, our confirmation. That was confirmation that a truth was just spoke. 41:41 on my timer. For changes. Because they're afoot. The world's changing, and for the better. I was speaking to death and rebirth just earlier, and that's exactly what I'm in the middle of. Rebirthing my life. Yeah, it's taken me forever. Well, it happens to be that way when you live in a society that lives off of money and you don't even have money for laundry or gas, because your money's, or your mail's being stolen. Mail fraud. I'm dealing with so much. People are stealing my child support. All my child support from 2025 was stolen. All of it. Every singular payment was stolen. And I had no clue. I didn't even think I got one. I didn't think there were any payments that year when I checked. They showed they sent payments. Well, I checked my bank. I didn't get any of them. So who got them? Several $1,000s worth of payments went to somebody, not me. So somebody else got my son's money, and they didn't raise them. So somebody owes me child support money. And I can prove that. I printed all that up already. And that's just one thing. Then there's the money from DoorDash. All the DoorDash skimming that was going on. From September of 2024 to March of 2026. I am of the deepest of beliefs. Because my app was hacked and ran by this elite group that they were skimming. It was the worst situation ever, but I had no choice. I had to work. I had to provide. And they knew it. At least that's how I felt. I hadn't grown on my journey yet to understand. Now, God is providing. And I think they just don't understand that when God is your provider, God is your provider. Right now, God has always been my provider. I'm currently God pays my bills. I'm his child. He's my family, and he's all I got. No, I mean, for real, he's all I got. That and like $90. Yeah. He's the best dad ever. He taught me that a way will always be made for those who believe. That believing is seeing. When you believe and hold faith, confirmation, things come true for you. And you don't always need inspired action. Just depends on the situation. It really does. Some things will come without it. Other things, the bigger things, some of those bigger things take time, and they do require action. Because they need ongoing energy put forth. Like when I brought in my first cup of coffee, I did not have to take any action. It was just more of a thought. And those upfront parking spots and things like that, you don't really need to take an action on and stuff like that. You're thinking, boom, they're there. You know, that's what I'm saying. If you want to get into a place first, let's say you're clubbing and you want to get in front of people. Okay, you're in front of people. You'll get in front of people. Confirmation. There it is. It's just like that. Not that I club. I don't even drink. I don't drink, do drugs, or any of that. But it was just an example. That would have been helpful back in the day, but yeah. The things that are important for me in life have changed quite drastically. And things I want in life are much different. Though I'm not somebody who's going to sit around and judge. We all have a journey. And I accept everybody because I understand. I've been there. I have absolutely been there. Now, I dance in my kitchen or in my bathroom. I'm a mom. So, yeah, that's where I'm typically at if I'm not working, because I like to work at home. So, at the end of the day, I guess, if anything, my channel's here to let you know where there's a will, there's a way. You're looking at somebody who has many times overcome odds that are just completely stacked against her. This is not my first stint of homelessness. No. It isn't. You're talking to somebody also who has very different thoughts about health and well-being. I've overcome and healed things that just are amazing to many. Incurable diseases. Just one day I have them, one day I don't, sort of thing. Thoughts definitely do become things. But moreover, I'm going to add, Louise Hay, one of my most favorite beings that was on this planet, but still is in an energetic way, was one of my favorite. Our emotions, when not dealt with after traumatic experience, when stowed within the body and not handled, they can make us ill. And definitely Chinese and Eastern medicine has it correct. with regards to emotions and anger and where they're stored in the body. When you look at health, Western and Eastern, and you do a comparison, just in length alone, you have one that's maybe 200 years old and one that's thousands of years old. Which one you gonna go with? I'm going Eastern. Eastern medicine. That's why it costs more, typically isn't covered by jack shit, because they don't want you to heal yourself. They want you to buy the fucking pills. Why? They get rich, and you'll be a repeat customer forever. You'll be hooked, because it will never fully cure you. You'll always have to come back, and it doesn't make the problem go away ever. It never heals it. It never addresses the origin. Facts. Here's the real truth. You want the real truth? You could heal that yourself without ever going to the doctor. I am stepping out and I am saying that. Why? I've done it. And yes, I understand. Many people don't. Why? They don't understand it. They don't understand how. And yes, many people have blocks, just like with money and love. But you're talking to somebody who can help. I'm Native American shaman, backed up. I'm a healer, hands and voice. And like I said, I've been doing it. I've been doing it. I'm not perfect. I'm not. There are still my own blocks and hang-ups, like with my weight. Honest. But outside of my weight, I stay healthy. I'm always healthy and well. I run at full capacity. God's created a rather staunch soul here. And I'm really blessed for that, because you know what's more valuable than money? Your health. Yeah. And usually you have to be a bit older to really get that one. And I don't even have money, but I've known that for a very, very long time. But when you're ancient soul, you tend to think on things like that, I guess, sooner than most. Hell, by 7th grade I was writing papers about alcoholism and how it was running in my family. And it was. Still is. Well, I mean, it's not my family anymore, but so again, my channel is meant to help people. It's meant to motivate people, inspire people, uplift people, and to show people that you can do it, that you can change your life, that wherever you're at, you're not stuck. You're right where you need to be. And if you're in a place that's uncomfortable, it's uncomfortable for a reason. Learn the lesson. Nobody fucking wants to hear that shit. And you might be saying, well, what's the fucking lesson? Well, look up and ask, what's the fucking lesson? Look around, look in your life. Look at what's going on. And then sit in silence and get out of your fucking head. Sorry, I got an itch on my back. I gotta get this stick. What's the fucking lesson? Because a lot of times the thing that prevents us from ever getting there is our overthinking. Oh, you're talking to a massive overthinker. Oh my God. I question my own questions. It's not fair sometimes. I'm like, can we just stop? I had to develop an on-off switch, and I did. I'm like, when this is off, we're not doing it. And I will visualize the off going. And I turn my own brain off. And then I'll sit there. And the sun confirms. Do you see how it got brighter? I also do that with my gifts. Because sometimes when I'm not using them, I'm not needing people hijacking my vessel. I'm a medium. And I've been seeing dead people since I was a little girl. I don't need spirits just coming and going like I'm a 7-Eleven. So I'm like, yeah, we gotta shut this down. So I visualize my own on-off switches. You can do the same. But if you're stuck in an uncomfortable spot that you can't seem to get out of, you're there for a reason. And you might know the reason. Then you need to sit with that and just learn the lesson. Ask, what lessons do I need to learn? And then learn them. Just learn them. Learn them. And keep going faithfully into prayer. Because you want to redeem? That's how you do it. You want to know how many times I've had to redeem? Lots. Because I fuck up. This is a human journey. We live on Earth School. We're not perfect. Nobody is. Thank God. This place would be miserably boring. Oh my God, I'd be so bored. I don't know about you, but I might like some routine, but we gotta have diversity. I mean, there's gotta be some change. Otherwise, I don't know. I get bored. I know some people like the consistency of every day, and it takes all kinds to make the world go round, and God bless that. But for me personally, I'm with people who kind of like to have change. So, yeah. Maybe that comes with the overthinking. Who knows? I'm not sure, but I had to develop something to help me with that, because I found that even with that, I was talking self-sabotage. I was talking myself out of things. It became a tool, an agent of disaster. My own brain. I was like, come on. You're supposed to be helping me, not hurting me. You will help me. I don't know. Haven't you ever found yourself having a conversation with yourself and you're like, aren't you supposed to be on my side? And then you're like, well, I am on your side, but what if? And then you're like, no, we're not going there. Sometimes you just gotta be like, enough is enough of the bullshit. Sometimes you just gotta step out on faith. When's enough enough? In life, you're gonna find that there sometimes aren't clear, fact-based answers for every fucking thing. And that's when the most serendipitous shit happens. The shit that blows your brain right out of your head is the shit that you don't even understand. And you're like, oh my God, how the hell did that just happen? Oh my God. And you're so happy that you did it. And you don't know how you did it, but you did it. And you'll never figure it out either. So don't try. Quit trying to figure it out. To the overthinker. Just give thanks. Is what I'm being, I guess, expressed to say. Talking yourself out of things is easy to do. I know, I've done it a million times. I was raised in an alcoholic household. 2 parents who became alcoholic and every sibling, including myself. Then I became sober. And at one point I was the only sober one in the house. And I had to stand up against an entire family who was alcoholic. And then my mother became terminal due to her cirrhosis and opioid dependency. And I became her caretaker through the state with a master's degree. And my entire family betrayed me. But I can't tell you how many times in a household like that, if you know anything about it, they have different archetypes. Like the golden child, the scapegoat, the perfectionist. Those are all archetypes given to children of alcoholic parents. And they're actually archetypes that can, in my mind, be healed because I've healed mine. Being a perfectionist is not an easy thing. It's like having OCD on overdrive with steroids. I mean, oh my God, and I was in my master's program. Everything had to be done just so, and I had to get an A in everything, and I better be the best, and be the best, and be the best, and be the best. Oh my God, I had to be the best, and I had to graduate with honors, and I had to show up early, and I had to be wearing a 3-piece suit, and I had to weigh a certain amount, and I had to be in my high heels, and blah, 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 blah. My God. And I was homeless. It was ridiculous. I was eating 3 pieces of bread a day and working 80-hour weeks, and it was nuts. And I didn't accomplish a fucking thing except I graduated to toxicity that nobody showed up for. My entire family totally left during commencements, and I walked out of those alone after finding a $20 bill on the ground that God gave me. He's the only one that stayed. I cried. Even the internship was taken from me. Yeah. But I just told myself, you know, because it was upon that's when I became very ill. And It wasn't because I was ill. Not ill in my body. No. I became depressed and pissed off. And I just wanted to die. So I gave myself a incurable autoimmune disease. I was trying to kill myself. Sarcoidosis, rheumatoid arthritis, among some other shit. Seizures. I quit walking. I was in a walker. I became obese. Yeah, I'm not joking. Ask my son. I went from 128 pounds and skyrocketed up 300. It was bad. I just spent all those years busting my ass to become a counselor. I had dreams, and I did it while homeless. I bit the chomp, and it netted me a big fat nothing. Did you expect something different? I stayed sick for 4 years, 2014 to 2018. 2018, I decided enough was enough. And when one day I said, I'm better, I threw all my medication away, and within 2 weeks gave away my walker, and I was walking again, had opened my business and resumed life as if nothing happened at all. Never went back to the doctors. Not once. Not ever. Ever again. Healthy as a whistle. Lost all my weight. I mean, I'm not 128, but I'm getting there. I'm like 147 or something. But it doesn't matter. I feel gorgeous. Dentures, all of it. I don't fucking care. I feel gorgeous. I've been through a lot in my life with zero support, just God. And I guess I can say I made it through a lot of things because of God. I'll make it through this too. And that's my truth. If I can do it, you can do it. The things we tell ourselves, the things we say, who we sit around, who we, what we do in our spare time, what we accept in our lives, all matter. How we believe, it all matters. What are you feeding into? Who are you hanging around most? Do people lift you up, or do they bring you down? When you leave your group of family and friends, do you feel tired or supported? Are you always surrounded by drama? Or do you always feel like you have to dim your light to fit in? These are some of the things that will indicate to you that you're not around the right people. Because inside of you, there's a beautiful light. And the world needs it. You were made for a reason. Every one of you. There's no exception to that rule. None. Each one of you was made for a reason. And each one of you is lovable. Don't fucking get that twisted either. I don't care what side of the track you're on. I don't care where you're from. I don't care what language you speak. I don't care the color of your skin. I don't care none of that. I love you. I don't care if you even understand the words coming out of my mouth. I don't care if you're from prison. I don't care. Here's the thing. We make mistakes. And I'm not here to judge. And the debate is not one of politics. It's not about anything. Just the soul. And I know for a fact God made everybody on this earth for a reason, and that you're lovable, and you're here to grow into your highest and best self. And it would be a shame if you passed up the opportunity to at least try. I want you to know, I'm one of the lucky chosen. I'm not sure if they all have it, but I know I do. I have the distinct ability in every person to see their highest potential and good. I see the good in everybody. I don't know if it's a curse or not, but I can see the worst in them too, but I focus on the good. I'm somebody who is an optimist. I'm also a mirror though, and that tends to rub people the wrong way. What does that mean? Well, it means when you look at me, you're seeing yourself. I reflect back to you what you are. And you might not like it. It might intimidate you or it might scare you. But if you breathe through it and you recognize that it's just God saying, hey, this is a part of who you are. And you recognize that you're a human. I don't do this consciously. It's just a built-in faculty, like everybody has a beating heart. It's part of who I am. I'm not out here consciously going around being like, see, this is who you are, this is who you are. It's just part of my aura. Confirmation. Because I'm here to help people become their best selves. And how would you ever know to do that if you never knew where any of your issues were? And the other thing is, by showing you your issues, I'm definitely not saying I'm comparing, because there's no comparison. You're one of one, baby. There's no comparison. None. Like, dude. When God made you, he broke the mold, because there's only one mold of you. You. Like, nobody can be you better than you. And the moment you start owning that shit, the better. Hello? And it's just like that. Because when you were made, he gave you certain gifts. He gave you your beautiful face, your beautiful body. He gave you your voice. He said, hey, you've got this name. I've known you since inception and before. I built you. I want you to be able to do this, this, and that. Now go on and make something of yourself. Find your gifts and share them with the world. I'm just here to help you along. Anyways, that's what I got today. I hope that you take care. Enjoy the rest of your Thursday. So much love and light. Till next time, be well.